Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables and welcome to another author ranking video. So I've done a lot of these. In fact, I'm even redoing ones that I've done previously because authors have written more books, obviously. I just did one on Riley Sager a couple weeks ago, and here we are with one of my favorite romance authors of all time, Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood she hasn't been around for a long time. I think the first published book she had until 2021. So she's only been around for like 5 or 6 years, but still she has written a lot, like 10 things a lot in these past few years. And she pumps out material like no one's business, and I love it. So if you don't know about Ali Hazelwood, she is primarily an adult romance author. She has now since released a young adult romance book. She has a few novellas out. She has written mostly, I would say, romance books about women in STEM, which means science. I'm sure it stands for something. Will I know? No, because I'm not a science person by any stretch of the imagination. And she's also kind of pivoted from that with two other genres. One is a little bit more of erotic fiction, if you will, and the other is more paranormal, werewolf, vampire fiction. So the girl is branching out and I love it. So like I said, we have 10 things to rank today. The only thing I did not include is her newest novella, It's a Cruel Winter with You, because it is the shortest and I just didn't think it was necessary to rank them. But again, it is what it is. She has technically 11 things out, and she's even putting the 12th thing out this year. Like, I think she wrote 3 books this year. We're getting 3 new releases from her this year. Like, girl stays busy, and I'm not mad about it. But I really enjoy her works. I have not given any of her book less than a 3 stars. I always look forward to them, and I always have a good time with them. And yeah, these rankings are my personal opinion. It starts with my least favorite, working up to my favorite, and it was hard to rank them. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It was very hard. Next up, I'm gonna put her short story collection, Loathe to Love You. So this has 3 short stories. She released them kind of back to back. It has since been published into one big format. I read them all separately as ebooks. So we have Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero. So I could technically rank each one of these differently, but since they're all combined in one book, I thought just keep them as one. It's just easier to not get muddled down. This is my least favorite because they're novellas, and there are novellas I have read that have really resonated with me and stuck with me. One is on this list, but I can't remember a ton about them. I do want to say my favorite out of these was Under One Roof. I just liked it a lot. They're all kind of hate to love. Below Zero is, set in Antarctica, if I'm not mistaken, and and Stuck With You, I believe, is about 2 characters that are stuck in an elevator. So they're all really good. They're not horrible by any means. I didn't give them all horrible ratings. I'm pretty sure I gave them either a 3 or 4. So I enjoy them. But as far as Ali Hazelwood, or memorable books go, it's definitely like on the last half. I don't think about these nearly as much as her other books. Up is Love on the Brain. So this was her second book release, if I'm not mistaken. It's the only one I don't have, sorry to tell you. And I didn't remember loving it. I don't know much about it, please forgive me. I did put it on hold in my library, but it's not here in time, as you can see. Oh, this one, still, again, I gave it a 4 out of 5, but it's not one of my favorite Ali Hazelwood books. I don't really think about it a ton. I don't think I like the main characters as much. In this book, we follow Bee, who is working at NASA. She gets offered a project, and then she's opposite Levi, who Levi has really loathed her since grad school. Of course, it's always a miscommunication, but either way, it's not one that I think about a ton. It is one of my least favorites, sad to say, but that's hard to say when every single one of these books are like either a 3, 4, or 5, I don't think actually I've given any of hers 3, so maybe they're all 4 out of 5s. Either way, there we have it. We have her first kind of different foray, and that is Not in Love. This one came out last year, and I just now read it this year. Why I didn't read it last year, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't have an answer for it, but I am glad I read it. So this book, I did really enjoy it. I give it a 4 out of 5. It just wasn't 100% there for me. I wasn't involved in the love interest as much as I think I should be, but this follows Rue and it follows Eli. So Rue is a scientist, and she's really into food microengineering, coding. Look, if you're gonna ask me to explain about science stuff, you're asking the wrong person. Either way, she's wicked smart. And there she meets Eli, who they get paired up through kind of a dating app for just a one-night thing, and things happen. And then the next day she shows up at her work, and he's there with his kind of company because they're taking over her company. So there's a lot of conflicting feelings, like she really wants him, he really wants her, but there's always this like, we're gonna take over your job and your stuff like that. So it's kind of like a forbidden romance, but it kind of is. I didn't love the love as much as a lot of these other characters, like in their relationships, but I still really enjoyed it. This is her first book in her kind of more steamier set, I guess you could say. Her books are all have some steam factors. I would put them kind of lower, but this one like bumps it up to like 4 out of 5 like flames, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like different than her other ones because it does have the science factor in it, but it's more steamy. But I still really enjoyed it and would recommend it. So right after that, we have the companion novel to Not in Love, and that is Problematic Summer Romance that came out this year. I read this one first and this second. Wish I wouldn't have done that, but hindsight is 2020, isn't it? I did really enjoy this one. It's an age gap romance featuring Maya, who is Eli's younger sister. And Maya has always had a really big crush on Eli's like best friend, business partner, Hark, but he is like 15 years older than her, which is really not that much, but to Hark, it is like, no, 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 no. Basically, in this whole book, we have, sorry to spoil it for you, but it's a romance, okay? We have Eli and Rue's wedding, and they're getting married in Capri, Italy, if I'm not mistaken, and they're, you know, they're kind of forced to being around each other, and Maya and Hart kind of express feelings for each other. She's like, I'm gonna finally just throw it all out there and hopefully he'll accept it. It's steamy, again, like it's like the prequel to, it's like the companion to this one. I did enjoy this one a little bit more. I like the romance a little bit more. It felt like kind of more forbidden, but also more steamy. I don't know. I really enjoy them both, honestly, but if I had to rank them, I would put this one above this one. And number 6 is her young adult book, Check and Mate. So I don't read a lot of young adult books anymore. I maybe read a handful a year, but when I have an author that I love and adore, I will read their YA books because why not? And I really enjoyed this one. So if you can't tell by the cover of this one, it's about some freaking chess. Do I know anything about chess? No. If you like the Queen's Gambit, read this book. But this is about a character named Mallory who was really, really good at chess when she was young, like kind of prodigy level, if you will. But then she quit because her family really kind of split apart. But now it's many years later. She is supporting her 2 younger sisters and her mom, who is battling some illnesses that is preventing her from working. So Mallory's kind of the head of the household, the bread maker, all that. She loses her job as a car mechanic, and she somehow gets to be involved with chess again. Not only that, but she plays one day and she beats Nolan Sawyer, who is the world's #1 chess player and only a couple years older than her. A big whirlwind happens and she gets a job to play chess and she gets paid, and she's like, I don't want to go back to it, but I have to support my family. There, her and Nolan cross paths a lot, and it's all about chess and love and family. It definitely doesn't have steamy times because it is young adult, but man, I freaking ate this up. Loved it. The audiobook, amazing. Really enjoyed it. I'd say even if you're not a big fan of young adult books, I would highly recommend checking this one out. I don't think it disappoints you at all. That's why it's pretty high on my list. Next up is a novella. It's like half a book, if you will, and I didn't even know this existed. It is her Spotify exclusive novella called Two Can Play, and I just actually finished it. It was like 4 hours, I want to say, so it was kind of like half of a book, so it's a little bit more than a novella. I think it's probably, I would say, like 150 pages, but I adored this. A character named Viola, who is a game engineer. She makes games. She works for a pretty small company, and her company gets an opportunity to design the 3rd installment in this pretty big game. And she's like, oh, this is amazing. The game is from a book series that she loves and adores, but her company's too small. So the big company that's wanting to design the whole game's like, hey, your company, which she works for Fly Butter, is going to team up with another video company that's pretty small called Nephilim, and you guys are going to merge and you're going to make this game together. Only problem is these companies do not get along. Also with that, Ethan works at Nephilim, and Ethan and Viola have kind of a history. Viola has harbored a crush on Ethan for years, and he has always straight up ignored her. Like, kind of the point where she's like, this dude hates me and I can't figure out why. And the whole book basically takes place like 2 weeks before Christmas. Again, hindsight is 2020. Should have read this during the winter months, but you know what? I still listen to it, so there you go. So it's all set in this cabin because the big company's like, look, we know these 2 companies, Fly Butter and Nephilim, do not get along. We're going to put you guys together on like a company retreat for you guys to meld and to see if you guys can work together to produce this game. And so when they're there, you know, Viola confronts Ethan like, why don't you like even like enjoy me, because we're both the lead designers, so we're gonna have to work together. And then feelings happen, steamy times happen. I adored the mess out of this. I wish this was a full-length novel. I wish this was also in print format and not just audio format, because I did enjoy the audio format. It's exclusively in audio, so that's the only way you can read it. But I adored it. I really, really was surprised by how much I liked it. I really hope they like kind of make like she makes another spin-off with this book or another like continuation of their story, because I loved it immensely. Next up, coming in at number 4, like my top 5, I have Love Theoretically. This is her, I want to say 3rd book, if I'm not mistaken. So this book follows a theoretical physicist, Elsie. And so basically by day she's an adjunct professor and she doesn't get paid a lot, but by night she's kind of, she's not an escort by any means. She just gets paid to like go on dates with guys by their family and stuff. Like say you are a guy and you're like, crap, my family has been on me about not having a girlfriend and I'm tired of it, so I'm gonna hire Elsie to be my date for this wedding. That is what she does. There's no like risky stuff or, you know, steamy stuff going on, but she does that. And so with one of her clients that is great, she sees Jack Smith there, who is another professor in her apartment, and she's like, crap, this dude's gonna get me caught. Not only that, but they have competing kind of views. I forget, there's a theoretical physicist and another type, and they're both very different, and basically money is coming to a head, companies are coming to a head. It is very sciencey, but I adored the mess out of Elsie's and Jack's relationship. It was very much banter filled because she does that really, really well. Very steamy, very sciencey. I adored this immensely. And at number 3 is her very first ever published book, The Love Hypothesis. And this just got a brand new cover, and I thought, why not? Because it's so cute. It even has like fan art in it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, look at this. It's adorable. I love it. So this book is really what started it all. This book has been said it's like Kylo Ren fan fiction, which is Star Wars, which I'm not really big into Star Wars, especially not the newer ones. I know, but did I think of Adam Driver reading this book? I really didn't, but a lot of people do, so there you have it. So if you like Kylo Ren fiction, I would check this one out if you want that. But either way, we have a character named Olive, who is a 3rd-year PhD candidate, and she doesn't believe in romantic relationships. And basically what happens is her like best friend ever is really interested in one of Olive's ex-boyfriends, and Olive's like, look, I do not care, I didn't really like him, date him. But her best friend, who's a good best friend, like, I don't want to have feelings for him, I don't want to date him because that's wrong. And Olive's like, I really don't care. In fact, you know what, I'm in a relationship. And she grabs the closest guy she sees, who wants to be but a young hotshot professor named Adam, who is very moody and surly and sullen and stuff like that. So the whole book is them faking a relationship so her best friend will go out with her ex-boyfriend. Like, it sounds like, what? But I loved and adored it. This is what really kicked off Allie Hazelwood's career, obviously. A lot of people loved that it was very science-based and how women are smart and sexy, and I loved and adored it and will always cherish it a ton. Coming into my top 2. These are my top 2 for a reason. It's going to take a lot to bump these off their list. If it happens, I don't know. But coming at number 2 is a total shock to me, and that is Deepen. I read this earlier this year, was not expecting to like it nearly as much as I did, but I ate this up. Look at this too. It's got like water, because this is about some swimmers. It even says a competitive diver and an ace swimmer jump into forbidden waters in this steamy college romance. So this is one of her more steamy ones, if you will. So we have a character named Scarlett, who is a diver for college, and she kind of is in a rut. She had an injury a long time ago and she hasn't been able to do this one particular dive. Not only that, but she's kind of, you know, wanting to get involved with somebody but not. And then we have this guy named Lucas, who is a professional swimmer going to the same college, and he's won like gold medals. Like, the dude is legit. Basically, what ends up happening is they have nothing in common, but when a well-guarded secret, like in the bedroom secret, slipped out, Lucas and Scarlett realizes that they have a lot in comments. They decide to kind of test that chemistry out and keep it to kind of just the bedroom. And oh my gosh, this was steamy as mess, but I loved the romance, the characters, the swimming aspect of it all. I adored the mess out of it. This was definitely a surprising read for me this year because I did not expect to love it as much as I did, but man, I loved it. And coming in number 1 is another surprise. I was very excited for this release when it came out last year, and I didn't expect it to love as much as I did, and that is Bride. So this is her first paranormal type of book, and she's even coming out with a sequel to it later this year, which I am so ready. So this is about a character named Misery, who is a vampire, which, poor girl. Basically, in this world, werewolves, humans, and vampires do not get along. They just kind of coexist. In order to keep the peace, Misery's dad's like, look, you're gonna have to marry a werewolf pack leader so we can keep the peace. And Misery's like, I'll do it, because she's searching for her best friend who has gone missing. She doesn't know where she's at. So she's like, look, I'm gonna marry this werewolf guy so I can learn more about things and try to find my best friend. And so she marries Lark, who is so she marries Lo, who is the alpha of like his region, and it's all about a vampire and werewolf falling in love. Steamy times happen. It's got the alpha and omega thing into it, and I adored the mess out of this. Like, I am a sucker for vampires. We all know this. So whenever I hear about a vampire book, I'm always wanting to love it immensely much, and this one I did. Like, I cannot wait for the sequel, Mate, coming out. Like I said, it's gonna be werewolf. But oh gosh, I love this one. Love, love, love it. So there you have my ranking on all of Allie Hazelwood books. Like I said, she's one of my favorites for a reason. Looking back on all of these, I really enjoy them. Even ones that are like number 10, number 9. I really enjoy them all and would recommend each one of them for different reasons. She has a wide array for you to choose from different tropes to genres with paranormal, but more steamy ones, but more sciencey ones. She has got something for everyone, in my opinion, and I love and adore it. I would love to know your ranking of Allie Hazelwood books. Please leave them in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.